So for those of you listening along on iHeartRadio or listening to the playback, there is a picture of a crying Ben Simmons up on the podcast here on YouTube.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, I thought you guys would like that.
So the name of this segment is laughing at Ben Simmons, because let's laugh at Simmons and the clown show that's going on with
too easy.
This is ridiculous with him. What's going on? So Doc Rivers throws him out of practice for not being mentally or physically engaged. Dude, this saga with him just gets worse and worse. It literally day by day. This is a terrible look for him. Terrible.
Oh, it's bad. I mean, he looks like a big baby. He really does. He looks like a big baby. He just, that's all I can say. I mean, that's not all I can say about it. But would you guys want to start? Because I've been going off.
So I'll all right. So here's my take on it, right? I never liked him for I didn't think he was that good from the start, you know? I didn't think he was that good from the start. So the kid gets drafted way too high, you know? So here's why I think he's not out of Philly yet, right? They did him way too high, and they don't want to admit that they made a massive mistake. They took him incredibly high, right? And he he's just not a good basketball player. There's no he's just not good. He's not good. And then so that's that, right? He's not as good as people touted him to be, and they Philly picked him up on a pedestal and put him up there because they need that's because he was picked so high, so they had to do that. They put him on a pedestal, and they showed off their new shiny toy that they got, and but in reality it was they might have been new and shiny, but it was from the thrift store. You know what I mean?
Ben Simmons. Oh yeah.
It was just, so I never was a fan from this. I always Philly could have picked Tatum, who was the better player.
Oh, sorry. That's true. No, that's true. They could have picked Tatum. That is, or no, was that Fultz? That was the Fultz pick. No, it was Ball or Simmons. Was it Ball or Simmons?
No, I mean, it was Lonzo Ball or Simmons, I think.
But they could have picked Fultz over. They could have picked Tatum, or either way, they butchered those few drafts.
Tatum overall. Tatum was still available.
They could have got Donovan Mitchell too. I'm pretty sure they could have got a lot of guys over Ben Simmons.
And Simmons. So this is I think this is them doing damage control. If you want my opinion.
This is what I'll say. Ben Simmons. I can't blame them for drafting Ben Simmons. I can't, because he had the talent of LeBron James coming out. He was like a 85% of what LeBron James was coming out of high school. Here's the problem though. He has the talent and the body of LeBron James with the mentality of what, Johnny Manziel or something. He wants to go to Hollywood. He doesn't want to go to practice. He wants to talk shit about his team. He wants to throw shade on his team when he's worse than Johnny Manziel. At least Johnny Manziel showed up to training camp. He walks out of training. He's a little baby. Joel Embiid, who, by the way, I've gained massive.
Sorry to interrupt. He's not doing himself any favors either. You know what I mean? This is one of those times where you just close your mouth and hope the stuff like this just goes away so you can actually continue to play in the NBA. Right.
No, yeah, you want to keep your money at this point. This is ridiculous, in my opinion. And here's the thing. I don't care. This isn't bothering me. This is absolutely not bothering me. I'm kind of just chuckling at this. This is you're never gonna get this chance again, Ben, to get this. You're not that good. So you're never gonna see a contract like this again. I don't think ever. Unless you just go absolutely nuts for another team. So I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think he puts in the work that other guys put in at his position and at his talent level. I think that he took the criticism. First of all, when you play for a Boston, a Philly, Chicago, anywhere that's red hot with the fans.
LA,
just
LA, any of
LA.
these-
When you play in one of those places, you got to expect the heat, man. You got to just you got to roll with the punches or shut off social media. You can't get hung up on what people are saying. And here's what I'll say about how he played. That's the most important thing. He isn't as bad as they're saying he was, but he's also not even a third as good as he thinks he is. And that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
the
yeah,
media is saying, "Oh,
he thinks he's this big all-star."
He does, and because they've already anointed him an all-star because he played pretty well and he dates Kylie Jenner.
At this point, with the current situation he's in, he should just be happy to still be in the league.
I mean, he's talented enough to be in this league, but I feel like no matter what, just based on his passing, but your mentality, when your brain is like all over the place, and I don't know what I'm getting from you. Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to pay you shit. Like, you're going to bounce from team to team until you're out of the league eventually. And I'm sure the NBL would love to have him back in Australia. But no, this is a huge opportunity missed. But here's what I'll say. There's a lot of blame to go around. But before I get into that, I want you to hear your takes on just the fact that he's being stupid right now. Before I get into like the finger pointing, because I got a lot of fingers to point.
You want to hit it first, Bobby?
So
I'm gonna grab my water and listen to you.
So, talking about Simmons?
Yeah,
dude, this is a terrible look for him. This is a terrible look.
Terrible.
The whole from his management team to him to the way he's like all of it, dude, all of it. He has him and his agent and his team, like dude, talk about the worst way possible to handle something. Like that's just terrible. Like he looks awful in this. There's no way, shape, or form anybody's going to even touch him with a 20-foot pole after this is finished. If he's going to continue to go this route and die on this sword, the way he's handling it, dude, nobody is going to touch him.
Not a single person. And my biggest thing is you are getting the opportunity, the pleasure of playing in the NBA and getting paid a very nice income to play a hobby for money. And you're going to say, I'm not going to run defensive drills. I'm not going to step onto that court to your coach, Doc Rivers, who has been to championships. That's the hill you're going to die on. Like, this is just pathetic. It's immature, and it's time to shut up and play. It really is for him. His best interest going forward is to shut up, go to practice, do what he needs to do, and get out of this stigma, because he's got to grow up and quick.
Yeah, I don't think that. Come on, man. Like your best effort in this is to just close your mouth and say nothing.
Right, especially if you want to get out. That's actually what I was going to say. Is I don't think that he understands how trades work, which is and it's honestly I'm not even being that mean. Like, a lot of people don't understand how a lot of things work. I've found out in life. And this is one of them. I don't think he understands that the more he acts like an absolute jerk and a baby and a clown, the more he acts like that, the less people will trade for him, and the less often they'll offer things. But I want to break down everything involved here. So let's take it back, wind it back a couple years, 3 years. So you talked about the draft process, and so I remember everyone was saying trust the process. That was what they said, trust the process. That's what the Sixers fans said. So the process was Joel Embiid. That's literally what his nickname is, the process. But for some reason they started to conflate that with Ben Simmons. And I think Elton Brand, he thought, okay, well, I got Ben Simmons and I got Joel Embiid. I'm never going to get rid of these guys. These guys are going to win championships together. And I think early on, within like 2 years of them being together, so about 3 years ago, they, or maybe 2 years ago, whatever it is, the year that they, the year right before they got Jimmy Butler, right? The year right before they got Jimmy Butler, they just didn't look good in the playoffs. Their chemistry was shit. You saw Ben Simmons unravel a little bit, just like he did last season, way back then with Joel Embiid. But then they put Jimmy Butler in the mix, and then they went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Everything was working out well. It didn't matter what what Jimmy Butler did, or rather what Ben Simmons did. It didn't matter because we had Jimmy Butler to lean on. So when you look at that, they had 2 opportunities to trade Ben Simmons. They saw, hey, it's not really working, let's trade him. And then it all leads up to this year where, all right, Simmons, it's all on you. There's no Jimmy Butler. And you saw what happened. He completely flopped. His mentality is weak. He's a baby. And now that people criticized him publicly, now he's crying and he doesn't want to play anymore. And he doesn't like you guys. And I don't like you. And I don't want to play with you guys. It's just, it's pathetic.
Well, because people called him out for acting like a fool.
For not playing well either. He just wasn't good. That's what his coach called him out for. He just wasn't playing well.
That's what I mean. He's not a good basketball player, and they're calling him out on it now. And 2, his handling of this whole situation has been awful. It's been terrible.
Absolutely. It's one thing I understand. This is the only point from Simmons that I do understand, is that Doc Rivers. Sorry, I don't know what time it is. My bad. I'll finish up with this. But Doc Rivers, he said basically that Simmons he might not be a championship guy. And ever since he said that, Simmons has been really salty towards Doc Rivers. That's what his agent gave the reason for what he wanted to trade. I just think that they chose the wrong guy. They should have traded Simmons, kept Jimmy Butler, made him the focal point of the franchise. Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid, you probably would have already won a title by now. And that's how I'll end that conversation.